Hey y'all, I'm back with another Q&A with some Spanish speaking in the background. Okay, so I know that a lot of you ladies want to be like on the DL, so I don't want to expose you by name. Okay, so this Chicky Poo, we'll call her Ella. Hi, my name is Ella. You know who you are. I'm a 20-year-old female from Georgia. I am petite with small chest, 34A/32B or extra small shirts and bras. I know that because that was me all the whole of my life. I have thought about going through breast augmentation surgery off and on for at least a year now, and I recently learned about natural breast enhancement and I'm intrigued. I've done a little research but don't know where to start, and I know there are different supplements out there that I could take, and I've read about fenugreek, bovine ovary, and a few others, and I'm not interested in having children in the future. I'm currently on birth control pill. I don't know if I should use a breast pump as well. Also, I'm not sure what to use to massage my breasts. I would ideally like to be, I'm guessing here, not really sure, a C or a D cup, and any help and advice you could provide me with would be greatly appreciated. I also appreciate your videos. Okay, well, you're welcome. So, you have to, I cannot stress this enough, you need to start with the Breast Nexus forums. If you have not been a breast nexer, be a lurker. Go onto the Noogleberry forum, because if you're asking if you should pump, hello, yes, you absolutely should pump. Those who should not pump are only women who are nursing and pregnant, women who have high prolactin levels. Those are the women who should not be pumping, but everybody else should be pumping. You're trying to grow your breasts, you need to draw circulation up to this area, so you're gonna need a pumping device. That is your, I feel like that's half the battle, is circulation, getting all the nutrients to that area, rerouted to that area. Because remember, a lot of us are coming from first priority. So when you eat something, biscuits, chicken, whatever, it's going to the thighs, it's going to the ass, it's going to the stomach. It's not going to the breasts for some reason. You need to get the breast pump. That's going to be the one to say, hey, don't forget about me. You've forgotten about me all these years, and I really need some of those nutrients. Okay? Sorry, but I had to get animated over here, because I need you guys to understand the importance of it. It's extremely important. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of stretching your nipples. Don't be afraid of stretching your areolas. Those things got to go to work one day anyway. Unless you have no glands, of course, to breastfeed. But they got to go to work. You got it for a reason. So, yes, get a breast pump. Go on Amazon, AliExpress, wherever you can. The ones that I got on AliExpress were kind of cheap, so it's kind of a gamble. And then the ones you get on Amazon, make sure it's the real Kangzhou brand, because those were to me, those were just as good as a Noogleberry. Noogleberry is really expensive, and Noogleberry is great, but I choose interlock domes, and you could see my videos somewhere else unless they got deleted, because some people like to flag my videos, and I'm just trying to help y'all females out. So if it's been taken down, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, but I guess they don't like the boobies. I don't know. They don't like the content. Somebody's ultra pissed. They don't want the secret to be known, and I'm trying to let it out. So anyway, yeah, you would probably be more inclined to at least try bovine ovarian for 3 to 6 months. Really, 6 months, give it 6 months. Because it works for 90% of women. So whether you go with making a tincture, buying my tincture, ordering Swanson's, or Dr. Ron's formula, or Bountiful Breasts, which is what I use. I love Bountiful Breasts. That's your choice. But don't rule it out. Give it a shot. because you're going to test and do all these herbal protocols, and it's going to get a little complicated because herbs have how many phytocomponents to them, to each herb? Hundreds of properties. They do different things. They do different things in different body chemistries. So yeah, keep it simple no matter what. Start with one, then add another every couple months, that sort of thing, and evaluate. But please get your test panel done. That's like the most important thing. So I would ideally like to be a C or D. I mean, it's achievable, especially if you're 20s and under. It's achievable, and even if you're in your 30s, it's achievable. You really have to have some really nasty, like bad imbalance, autoimmune, something's not absorbing, some sort of a gene that you were born in the womb that's just not quite right, and you cannot metabolize certain things to not grow. You'd have to have a tuberous deformity to not grow. You'd have to have severe laxity or ptosis issues, missing glands, which is a lot of time, constricted bands is like, I think very much the majority of women, depending on what stage you're at, but 2 and above, that's very difficult if you have that tuberous deformity. But if you're stage 1 like me, you could still grow. It's just going to be a little funny shaped, but you could definitely still get some growth out of this. And that's all I can really tell you. My guide's $5. It's just a condensed form of what you can find on the forums. Breast Nexus, Tibetan Princess's Thread. You can read all 600 pages, It's going to take a while, but it's worth it. Definitely worth it. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next one. And we're going to call her Julie. Dear Tibetan, my name is Julie, and I'm 17 years old, and I got my period when I was 11, I think. And I used birth control when I was 15, and I used it for about a year. My breasts became bigger when I used it for my nipples. When I used it for my nipples, sorry. When I used it, and my nipples became really puffy after a couple months, I think. You're supposed to massage the ball when your breasts get like that. The areolas, they get puffy. You need to massage that ball so that it's spreading out and your breasts are growing the way they're supposed to grow. It's so funny because a lot of these men that want to grow their breasts, they think that it's the sexiest thing to leave that fucking ball behind the areola. It's disgusting. You want tube sock titties? Have at it. Okay? Large areolas and that big ass ball. That's disgusting. It's against nature. It's an abomination. Massage that shit. Get a little roller thingy or get your knuckles and just, it might hurt. It's a little tender, but you got to massage that little ball when you're developing. That is one of the greatest signs. So apparently you are sensitive enough to these phyto or fake synthetic, estrogens, which thank God your body recognized it as such. After a couple months, yeah, that's about right. 6 weeks to 3 months to 4 months. Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm unhappy with my breasts, and I often think about getting breast enlargement. I often think that my breasts are tuberous. I have used bovine ovary from Swanson's for about a month, and now I use Vitex. Getting a hormone test is really expensive where I live. I know, they're expensive, but guess what? You gotta bite the bullet. You gotta save the money, girl, and you have to do it, because when we get lazy on taking our test panel, think about it. This is the beginning to keeping yourself fertile, even if you don't want fucking kids. Speaking of the babies, even if you don't want those cute little buggers, you still want to have your fertility in check. It keeps you youthful. You might change your mind. It keeps you sexy. It keeps you looking like a lady. So find out early on where your hormones lie. Okay? I mean, you could be having beard problems. And then you take your test panel and you're like, oh my God, my androgens are so high. No wonder why I'm hairy. right? You'll find out all kinds of stuff. Oh, I happen to be really low in all my hormones. That's why my sex drive is non-existent, or, whatever the case is. It's never a waste to get your hormones tested. And please, don't take it for granted, just get the shit done, save the money, get what you can done, at least, so that way you're not wasting money on herbs. You're not, herbs that you don't need along with your protocol and the doses. And then you're not growing. You're filling up your receptor sites, all your hormone receptor sites, with weak estrogens and progestins, and you're not growing, and you're wondering why, and you feel miserable. Your blood sugar's off, you're estrogen dominant, like you feel like crap. Okay, I've been there, done that. If you read my blog or you read, on the forums, you're gonna find out that this was like my 4th attempt. And finally, I started growing. I stopped bullshitting around and I got my test panel done. I saved the money. I tried to get as much coverage as I can medically. I was actually pretty sick, autoimmune, so, rightfully so. I was able to get my Hashimoto's antibodies checked along with the full thyroid panel, and he said, why not? Let's check your adrenal hormones. Let's, check your prolactin. You know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes you're just gonna have to pay for it. Blood or saliva, get it done. No needle in the haystack approaches here. Just a waste of time. So, try online. Even in my guide, there's like a little link, like what I've used. I don't have a picture of my areola being puffy. Do you think that this is fixable without surgery? I will send you pictures of my areola being puffy if needed. Please don't show my pictures everywhere. Kind regards. I don't show people's booby pictures, okay? Like, you can find my booby pictures because I feel like women need to see. Like, I was always so curious. I remember, like I said, like early in another video, I couldn't believe like these women were getting results. So I was like, please show pictures. I don't care. Like, just show, please. I just want to know if this is real or not. And I was so grateful to the ladies that showed the results. And I showed mine. I took a lot of them down because there's a lot of creepos, but for the most part, you could still actually find some photos. And you're going to be like, your mind is boggled. I cannot fake this shit. I cannot Photoshop it. I'm really not that good at Photoshop, nor patient. So it's the real thing. For you, I don't see that. I really don't see that you have a tuberous deformity. I think that you just have, okay, your breasts are really wide. So let's say you do grow to like a D cup. You're going to have a gap space. All cleavage is sexy, okay? Whether you have like the, like no gap, you have like long crack cleavage, a short crack, wide gap, or space, or a very close together, cleavage. You're probably going to be a little bit on the longer side, probably a little more space in between. I wouldn't say that you are tuberose. Maybe you have slight ptosis, but you're not going to know until you actually grow. I really don't see a problem with your breasts. If you do have a tuberose deformity, like if you've got any kind of constricted bands, it's minor. It's not bad, really. Mine is worse than that. I don't see a problem. I just feel like it's more of a laxity, like your breast could be a little more perky, and maybe you have a higher prolactin issue, and this is another reason why you'd want to get your test panel done, like a thorough one, so that, hey, you know what, that's when breasts look a little like this and feel like water balloons, because prolactin is literally dominant. I don't have enough estrogen, fat stores, lobules, like your glands being developed. The tissue is not there. It makes sense? It makes sense, yes. So, I think you can grow, and then you would see a lot of under boob. I feel like you have a little bit of stretch marks. Yeah, I mean, it's slight. It's slight if you even have it. I can't tell because I feel like your arms are up. Sorry, I just flashed my my gorilla. stash right here. So yeah, that's basically what I think. So I hope that answered your question. And don't give up. Don't get the implants. You're gonna regret it. You're gonna have to take them out. All right. Well, till next time. Toodles.